So I'm starting to think that I've got it all wrong. This week was supposed to be about partnerships and relationships, and I struggled so much. I know I see that a lot, but I guess that's wrong. I feel like we struggled a lot. And maybe I got this whole soft life experiment wrong because I thought that by me trying to do less and trying to live by my values, it would create that soft life. And because the theme of this quarter is relationships, I thought that us being in partnership meant that we were really focused and we were really on the same page and we were really being a team. And then come to find out I'm not the team player, that I've been doing this all wrong. I've been so focused on me and how I'm living my life and how I'm trying to create something different that honestly I began to neglect him. And I thought that this was a good thing for the both of us. And maybe I've just been selfish. I want a softer life because I never seen anyone in my family have that. All I know personally is stress and anxiety and do, and work hard and work hard and work hard. And I feel like that's how a lot of Black women are raised. And so I'm so passionate about trying to change that narrative that yes, we get to live a softer life. And that doesn't mean that we give up on our dreams. And it doesn't mean that we don't get to have kids and families and, strong careers and beautiful relationships. I don't believe that we have to choose because that's been the story that we have to choose, that we don't get to have it all, that we don't get the fairy tale. Or if we do, we get the pretty Instagram picture perfect life. But when we're off camera, we're suffering and we're dying inside and we're alone and our community is broken and we feel like we're holding our entire lives together by duct tape and glue. And that's not living. And so one of the first things that I was afraid of when I started this entire experiment was that one, I was going to give up and I wouldn't follow through. And it's challenging, but I'm glad to say that so far I've not done that. I've been committed to this experiment. One of my biggest fears, other than that, was just that I would turn into somebody else that I didn't recognize. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. This week was all about partnerships, meaning I designed it to be about working as a team. And I struggled to make this video because I was trying to make the perfect script and I was trying to put things together. And I've been trying so hard to grow the channel and to just get more views. And in doing that, I feel like I have neglected more of the tough things that I've been going through, or at least neglect sharing that. And that's why it's really, really, I feel really brave that I'm sharing this right now. Me and my partner just got into a really big argument. And I told him that I'm feeling very alone. Thing about being a stay-at-home mom is my entire life is in his house. And so when he comes home, I'm looking for that interaction. I'm looking for that connection. And I haven't been feeling it lately. And the way that I've been viewing the problem is I've been blaming him, that he's not asking me enough questions. He's not talking to me enough. He's not doing enough to engage into my life. But come to find out, from his perspective, I'm shutting him out. I am not engaging enough with him because I am so focused on the external things like fixing our like managing our finances and bringing in more money because he's an entrepreneur, so sometimes the months get a little rocky and it's a little stressful for me. This is a new experience being full-time entrepreneurs, and because I'm a student I'm not able to contribute the way that I want, so that's a big source of tension for us. And then we're also parents to a toddler, and so honestly by the time he gets home I am burnt out from being with her all day, and I'm overstimulated and stressed. And so sometimes I don't give the attention the way that I'm looking for it or the way that he wants. And so we've just fallen into this really bad cycle of you go your way and I go my way. And while so far in the experiment, the listening, the support, the reciprocity, it has helped, I noticed that there was still a gap. I noticed that there was still a sense of tension and something that just didn't quite feel right. And the relationship that was making it harder to get to intimacy, which make it harder to get to the more connection based values that I want to explore. And that's because we haven't been operating as a team. And on paper, we're doing everything right. We parent well, we communicate about our schedules for the most part. We manage our money together, but that's not all there is to it, to being a good teammate, to being a good partner. And to be honest, on paper, that's what a roommate is. That's what a really good friend is, maybe. But to be in a romantic partnership, it takes so much more. And if you're not actually exploring the parts that you are afraid to explore, if you're not going deep, if you're not looking at yourself in the mirror, you will miss it. And then you'll wake up one day and wonder why 6 months or 2 years or 10 years went by and you're not happy. And then you'll blame the other person. But in reality, it's the two of you. And the two of you have to come together. And that's what I realized today. And that's why I'm sharing this in this video, as scary and as raw as this is. Like, I realized today that if I don't make a change, if I don't learn how to show up for him in the way that he needs, that I won't have a relationship, that I've been going about this wrong. Because in order for me to create a soft life, it requires the support of my entire family. It requires the support of this unit. It requires the support of my partner because he has to be willing to do the things that I can't or I won't or I'm choosing not to do, and vice versa. And with that becomes the responsibility of holding certain aspects in a relationship, but we still have to be willing to give back to our partners. And it doesn't mean that I'm doing less or he's doing less. It just means that we're doing things a little bit differently so that we don't feel burned out at the end of the day. And that's why I wanted the soft life experiment. I knew that the way that I was living my life, it was causing me to burn out. It was causing me to go through these extreme periods of I'm doing. I'm operating my masculine. I'm going. And I am pushing all the time until I burnt out to the point where I can't do anything. And I spend the day upset and anxious and crying and in the bed. And then I'll get up and do it again. And I'll go and hustle, move. And then God will sit me down and knock me out with a cold, like they did a couple weeks ago. And then I'm like, oh shit, I've been out for a week. Now I gotta get up and I gotta hustle and get back to all the things that I didn't get to. And I'll go back into burnout. And that's not a soft cycle. Living with softness and with ease is choosing how you live your life and not being so reactive to every little thing. And I think that's been the problem for me. The problem in our relationship. We've been reacting to each other. We haven't been choosing each other. I have been choosing to fight. I have been choosing to stayed disconnected. I have been choosing to be angry with him for what he's not doing and not showing enough gratitude for what he is doing. I haven't been showing him enough love. I haven't been giving myself enough love. And I think that's important. You see, I can't give him what I'm not giving myself, and he can't give me what he's not giving himself because we're so focused on trying to make the relationship better, or we're so focused on trying to make more money, or we're so focused on advancing our careers and getting through school and all of these things. And we get stuck in this external world that we forget how to love ourselves. I forgot that I have to pour into me. It's not his job. I want him to, but it's my job to pour into me first. It's my job to pour into me so that I can give from the overflow, so I can give him more love because I'm not pouring into me, because I'm staying in the cycles of burnout. No matter how many values I go through, if I am not showing myself love, then it will never feel real. That soft life will never feel real because I will never have an example of what I'm looking for, what I want the world to create for me, what I want the universe to show me, what I want the people in my life to to provide for me or to be for me, because I'm not that example for myself. And I'm asking him and I'm like blaming him, like, why aren't you loving on me? And why aren't we connected? And why don't you want to talk to me? And I'm upset with him, but really I'm upset with me. And when he told me today that it feels like all I want to do is fight with him, I'm like, I don't want to fight with you. I'm a natural fighter though. And not like fist fighting, but like I will go hard on something because I am so passionate. I'm very loyal and I will never leave. But that doesn't mean just because I won't leave physically that I'm not leaving like emotionally or mentally and I'm not checking out, which is just as bad. And that's what he was experiencing. Like I haven't been a good partner and I haven't been a good partner to myself because I treat myself like I am only as good as what I can produce. I am only as good as the role that I play in my life. Mom, student, daughter, friend, lover, fiance. Like, I am only as good as what I can create for the world. And that's why this isn't working. That's why my relationship isn't working because I haven't created that for myself. And I think he struggles with it too, but that's not my job to fix that. It's my job to be here, be present with me so that I can show up better for him. And so this week did not go as planned. In fact, I have been pushing off this video for a couple weeks now because I didn't know what angle I wanted to present it from. I didn't know how I wanted to show it. I couldn't find the words. I couldn't write a script. And even now it's pretty much unscripted. But I feel like this is raw and this is probably what needed to come out. I believe in the soft life experiment, and this is only week 7. And I also believe that the biggest obstacles that you're facing in your life are the direct paths to your breakthrough, and that you can try to ignore it, but it's going to keep showing up in your life again and again and again and again until you push through it so that you can get to the next thing. And this was my thing. I've been experiencing a severe lack of confidence ever since I had my daughter. And I think that just with all of the body changes and hormonal changes, I forgot who I was. I lost who I was, which is another reason I wanted to start this experiment because it gave me focus on me. But the first thing I did was put the focus on my relationship because I felt like if my home life was better, then my overall life would get better. And looking back, I probably should have started with the self care. So, if you're not familiar with the soft life experiment, for 52 weeks or for the entire year of 2026, I am choosing values to live by instead of my to-do list. Like I said, I'm a hustler. I will go, 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 and wonder why I'm always stressed. I don't want to live like that anymore. I don't believe that I have to. And I believe that I can have all the things that I want, which is the successful career, the man, the relationship, the thriving family, like all of the things. But the way that I was doing it was not getting me the results. The way that I was doing it was not supporting me or my family, and it was not setting up my life in a good way. So I chose areas in my life to focus on. Four main ones: relationships, work life balance, self care, and mothering. And those four areas were broken up into quarters for the year. And for those 13 weeks, each week I do a different value that focuses on that relationship and how do I improve it. And so I've been just so focused on relationship, but I forgot about me. And I pushed self care all the way to the end of the year. So it's like, yeah, I wanted to be the Because, yeah, I wanted that to be the last thing that I do. Celebrate me for doing all this hard work, blah, blah, blah. And not that that's wrong or bad, but again, I probably should have did that first. I have been so unconfident in myself. I have been looking for so much external validation from my man, from honestly this YouTube channel, from my book club that I started. And I felt so disappointed because I didn't get as many people signed up as I wanted. But I created this for mothers. I created this for the mother who feels like she's alone, because I know that I'm feeling like I'm alone. And it's been 3 years since I had my daughter. So I know that a woman out there feeling that way. And I wanted to create a space for us to just have community. And I was so hard on myself. I've been so hard on myself between being a full-time student, I'm a finance student, and that's stressful. Um, I feel like I'm trying so hard to be a better mom and reparent myself while I'm parenting my child and trying to do this conscious parenting thing and just breaking generational patterns and all of that. And I get so hard on myself for when I feel like I'm messing up. I have such high expectations for who I am and what I bring to the table that I don't know what a day off looks like. I started this YouTube channel. This is my second channel. And I was disappointed in myself because I wasn't getting a lot of views. And I had to remind myself that the goal of this was never to be popular. The goal was this was to share a message because you really felt like there was someone out there who needed to hear this. But yeah, I still got caught up in the hype and wondering why my views didn't go viral, or hell, why didn't I even get 1,000, views on one video that I worked so hard on, that I was think of editing and putting together scripts while I was still trying to be a good mom and still trying to be a good student and do all these things. And I just neglected me. And for being honest, at the end of the day, the external crap doesn't matter. Who you are matters. Because in a heartbeat, I would trade everything that I worked for. I would trade everything that I've done to spend a life with this man who I know loves me, who truly, truly loves me. I've known him since I was 16 years old. There is nobody else for me. But yet I still got caught up and lost because I got lost in myself. And so if you feel like you are running through the same cycles and patterns in your relationship and you were feeling like it's just not working, I am asking you to dig deep. I am asking you to go and look at the parts of yourselves that you may not want to admit. Look at the areas that you may be not ready to face, but you know are there, because that's going to save you, mama. That's going to save you. I don't want you to make the same mistake I did. I don't want you to lose yourself and in the process lose the loved ones around you because you forgot who you are. because you deserve happiness. You deserve love. You deserve all of the things. That's why I started the soft life experiment. And I still believe it's possible. But the first relationship, I now know this is my best mom advice right here. The best relationship and the first relationship that you should be working on is the one you have with yourself. Because all the other relationships in your life are going to be so much more fruitful and beautiful because of it. And you won't need the validation. You won't need to prove to anyone who you are. The numbers, the data, the facts, the degrees, all the things won't matter. Because you know you matter. And you've got you. The funny thing is, the next week's value is forgiveness. And the first thing that I'm going to do is start by forgiving myself. For all the times I felt like I let myself down. And for all the times that I felt like I let down my family. And the times that I felt like I wasn't a good mom. Or like I wasn't a good enough daughter. Or a good enough partner. Because that guilt and that shame is also weighing on me. Which is making it harder for me to connect. Because I think that some part of me believes that because I have so much guilt and shame about different things, I'm not deserving of being loved. And so unintentionally, unconsciously, I push him away. And so this week, I'm going to focus on forgiveness for myself. And then for the things that are not working in a relationship that I felt like can be improved upon, or forgive him for things that he made mistakes on and not hold it against him for the rest of his life. Because nobody deserves that. But even as I say that, there are things that I've been holding on to that I've done for years and years and years. And so it's funny how we're quick to forgive someone else, but we're never quick to forgive ourselves. And we are our worst critics. So this was completely different than any other video I've done. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you found value in this, I would love to hear. So please, please drop a comment below and let me know. Because I am pouring my heart out here, you guys. I'm crying and doing all the things on camera. And I've been afraid to really open up to you guys. I've been really afraid to put myself out there. Because, I don't know. I thought that I was putting myself out there by starting a channel. And now I'm starting to see that I was still wearing a mask and trying to do all of the tips and tricks to beat the algorithm and all the things, and wonder why I wasn't beating the algorithm. I just felt like it was impossible. But I wasn't really yet ready to connect. And how you do one thing is how you do everything. So the same connection issues I'm facing in my relationship and with myself, I'm facing on YouTube and just social media in general. So anyway, for anyone who is watching, thank you for your support. And please, if you found this video helpful, give me a huge thumbs up. And please, if you found this video really, really helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that I can continue to make more content like this for more mamas like you. I love you guys. And I'll see you in the next video.